But I think the big question is, why would he allow it? When this is his administration, it's his legacy.
Hindi, yun nga ang yun ang malaking question.
But what are you seeing? Because you are in the House. You know the politics in the House.
Well, kasi hindi naman unprecedented to eh. Unprecedented to, 19 Congress. Wala naman ako ng 19 Congress. Nung mga nakaraang Kongreso, hindi naman maliit na maliit lang yung mga insertions, yung mga diversions. Unprecedented yung in 3 years, 1.45 trillion. Ibig sabihin niyan, pinalitan mo yung President's budget. Naging congressional budget niyan. At ang masama, inalaw ng Executive Department.
And why is that? Is it to win over legislators in the lower house? What are you saying?
Tingin ko, ginamit ito to incentivize members of Congress to impeach BP Sara. Isa yun.
All right. Now, you are preparing a petition to bring before the Supreme Court. You want to question the constitutionality of unprogrammed appropriations, which for the 2026 budget have ballooned to 243 billion pesos. The President vetoes 92 billion. May natira pa
151.
na 151 billion pesos. All right. Illegal ba talaga ang unprogrammed appropriation?
Yes, we are set to file tomorrow. I and Representative Laila De Lima, and we are citing 5 provisions of the Constitution that that's being violated by the unprogrammed funds.
Okay.
And this is Article 7, Section 2,
Alright.
22. Dapat kasi yung budget for expenditures may katapat na source of financing. Ito walang katapat. So, yan, violation yan ng Article 7, Section 22, Article 6, Section 25, Article 6, Section 24.
Ipaliwanag mo briefly, ano
Yes.
ang violations? Sa
Ito,
iba?
minamandate nito, dapat talaga may certification ng National Treasury na meron talagang pondo para dun sa proyekto. Ito wala.
Okay.
Kasi lahat ito sinasabi nila kung there are only 3 sources of unprogrammed funds. Lahat ito speculative. One is loan, 2 is savings, medyo matagal pa yan.
And excess earnings.
Yung new taxes. New
revenues.
taxes. Pero kasi lahat naman yung naka-incorporate na yan, yung sa 6.7.9 trillion na budget, lahat yan may source of financing. Ito wala. Yun ang maliwanag na maliwanag. At ang masama, yung 6.7 trillion na yan, actually 1.6 trillion yan utangin din eh. Tapos magdadagdag pa sila ng additional 151 billion na wala namang talagang source of financing.
Okay, pero linawin natin. So there are 5 articles in the Constitution that actually make it clear
Yes.
for you that unprogrammed appropriations violate the Constitution. But how would you justify the fact that since 1989, there were already unprogrammed funds in the budget then?
Wala nagko-question kasi noong mga nakaraan.
During the time of the
Pinoy,
late President Cory Aquino.
Yes, 1989 na nagsimula yung unprogrammed funds. Maliliit lang yan at hindi nagagamit ng masama. Hindi katulad ng 19 Congress, diyan nagsimula na yung pinakamasamang paggamit ng unprogrammed funds. Kasi
Paano ang pinakamasama? Ilarawan.
ang modus operandi nila, for example, ito yung National Expenditures Program. Nakalagay diyan lahat ng mga priority ng presidente. Ang gagawin nila, ilalagay nila yung mga priority na yan sa unprogrammed funds. Noong 2024, 2025, parang ang nangyari, yung insertions nila sa diversion parang 1.45 trillion in 3 years eh. At ang pinakamalaki doon yung sa foreign assisted projects, yung dapat na equity natin, dapat kontrata natin yan sa mga foreign governments, dapat meron tayong equity doon sa mga flagship projects like yung ating subway, yung PNR elevated rail. Ginawa nila yung 399 billion na yan, inilagay nila sa unprogrammed funds.
And yung 399 billion
Pinalitan nila ng mga flood control.
I was gonna say first, yung 399 billion pesos, that was part of the flagship project.
Yes.
Yun yung subway, ano pa yung iba?
Yung PNR elevated, at marami pang iba.
Basta technically speaking, transport.
Yeah.
It could have been build more.
Yes.
Diba? Pero nilipat sa unprogrammed.
Tapos pinalitan nila ng mga priority projects ng mga
Oo.
politiko.
Oo. Flood control
Flood
projects.
control, yung mga street lights,
Yes,
yung
yes,
mga malalaki
yes.
ang kickback.
Oo.
Doon nila nilagay.
But why would the president allow that? He will not benefit. That's what I don't understand.
Hindi ko rin maintindihan. Kasi
Why would he make his flagship project suffer? Why?
Lagi ko nga tinatanong yan kay Presidente, ikaw nagbulgar nitong anomalya, pero bakit mo pinayagan in 3 years?
Tinanong mo personally.
Tinanong ko sa aking privilege speech,
Okay.
pero hindi naman sinasagot. Ilang beses ko na tinatanong sa maraming programs. Sabi ko, 2023, 280 billion yung tinanggal sa budget niya. Pinalitan ng mga kalokohan. Hindi siya kumibo. Yung kabinete niya, hindi kumibo. Parang kasabot pa. Tapos nung 2024, 500 plus billion, di pa nga na-check yung mga ibang project.
Yeah.
Inilagay uli sa mga ganitong kalokohang project. Hindi siya kumibo. Yung kabinete niya, hindi niya kumibo. Tapos 2025, 473 billion. So, bakit nangyari ito na hindi niya pwedeng sabihin hindi niya alam eh. It's his duty. It's his responsibility to know this.
But I think the big question is why would he allow it? When this is his administration, it's his legacy.
Hindi, yun nga ang yun ang malaking question.
But what are you seeing? Because you are in the House. You know the politics in the House.
Well, kasi hindi naman unprecedented to eh. Unprecedented to, 19 Congress. Wala naman ako ng 19 Congress. Nung mga nakaraang Kongreso, hindi naman maliit lang yung mga insertions, yung mga diversions. Unprecedented yung in 3 years, 1.45 trillion. Ibig sabihin niyan, pinalitan mo yung President's budget, naging congressional budget niyan. At ang masama, inalaw ng Executive Department.
And why is that? Is it to win over legislators
Well, ang
in the
tingin
lower
ko,
house? What are you saying?
Tingin ko, ginamit ito to incentivize members of Congress to impeach BP Sara. Isa yon. Pangalawa, siguro, because of the 2025 national and local elections. Nakita naman natin na bumaha ng mga ayuda, bumaha ng mga proyekto, basta administration candidate ka, talagang daming pera, ang daming ang daming resources. So yun nangyari na inuna yung politika kaysa yung pagunlad ng bansa natin.
And they've been describing this, Senate President Tito Soto said, this is the cleanest. This is the cleanest budget. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's a lot better than the three previous budgets, noong 23 hanggang 25. Kasi may malakas na minority sa House, may malakas na minority sa Senate, so na-scrutinize talaga yung budget. Pero mas madali na siguro yung mga pinalusot, mas madali nang ma-check yan sa Congressional Oversight Committee. So, kaya nga sabi ko, maayos-ayos na to, kung meron man kami mga policy differences, syempre, it's the rule of the majority pagdating sa policy ng paggastos ng...
But did you sign the budget?
No, I voted against.
Oh, you voted against
because of the unprogrammed funds.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about the unprogrammed funds. The president vetoed 92 billion pesos and they left the support to foreign assisted projects.
Yes.
So for the audience, the foreign assisted projects, para lang kompleto, no? It would be, for example, let's say JICA. No,
Yes.
there would let's say may ipapatay yung tulay or a big infra project. Let's say JICA is supporting it, the Philippines has to have a counterpart. Yun yung nawala nung 2025.
2024 and 2025.
Pati 24.
Yes, 157 billion in 2025 and more than 200 billion in 2024. Ang total niya, 399 billion.
Okay, so my question is why would the president allow that support to foreign assisted projects be in unprogrammed when pwede namang pondohan na yan ng Pilipinas para meron siyang legacy na katayo yung mga proyekto? Why would you put it in unprogrammed?
Yun nga, hindi ko maintindihan sa Pangulo dahil mandatory obligation natin yan sa foreign governments.
Oo.
Kaya nga, nung nilagay nila sa unprogrammed funds, na-delay yung pagbabayad. Kaya ano nangyari? Nagbayad tayo ng commitment fees at least 20% ng project cost ang in-increase. Tapos na-delay pa ng 4 years. Yung opportunity loss. For example, subway, dapat yan, 2028, nakasakay na tayo sa subway. Ngayon, 2032. Yung PNR Elevated Railway, dapat ma-operational by 2029, ngayon sa 2032. At ang total cost niyan 1.3 trillion yung dalawang project. So, magi-increase ng mga 300 billion. Dahil sa mga penalties,
In
dahil
terms
sa
of interest, no, the penalties.
escalation of prices, ng labor and material. So, ang nangyari, nasayang yung 300 billion. Di ba? Di ba napakalaking kagaguhan yun? Nasasayangin mo yung 300 billion dahil ilalagay mo lang sa flood control.
Oo.
Tapos, yung 300 billion, siguro matatapos natin sa 300 billion, baka wala na tayong backlog sa classroom.
Pero ang tanong ko, kung nangyari na ang pagkakamaling yun noong 2024 at 2025, bakit pa nila uulitin at i-unprogram
Hindi, kasi
ulit
ito,
ang foreign assisted
Ang
projects?
reasoning nila dito, meron daw mga hindi pa na-submit na documents for these flagship projects. Kaya hindi pa talaga kaya pwedeng pondohan. Yun ang sinasabi nila. Ngayon, for convenience, nilalagay na nila. Pero hindi pa nga hindi pa nga ibig sabihin, hindi na-discuss sa Kongreso kung ano yung proyekto na ito dahil kulang pa nga sa mga documents. Kasi ang ginagawa nila, mula pa naman noon, for convenience sake, binabiolate nila yung Constitution. Simula noong 1989. Pero ito, ang pinakamasama, kaya kailangan na natin tuldukan ito dahil nagamit na talaga na para magnakaw. Ginamit na to para magnakaw. So, Representative De Lima and I are citing 5 provisions of the Constitution and we are set to file it tomorrow.
Okay.
Para once and for all, ma-decision na ng... Kasi ang ginagawa, di ba, kung ano yung sinabmit ng Presidente, 6.7 trillion, hindi na kami pwedeng sumobra doon.
Actually, close to 6.8.
So, 6.79. Parang
so
ganun.
6.8, roughly.
6.8. So, ang ginagawa nga, para hindi lumampas yung gusto ng Kongreso, papalitan nila yung mga ilalagay nila sa program funds. So, pero ito, pangako
Kumbaga,
lang
ang
ito.
nangyari, kung sa budget po sa bahay, yung pambili ng bigas, ginawa nyo, pinambili nyo ng bag. Parang ganon.
Parang ganon.
Walang bigas ngayon, bumili kayo ngayon ng sapatos o bag.
Saka itong program, parang pangako. For example, dapat mandatory obligation yung share ng mga local government sa national taxes. So, ilalagay nila dyan sa program funds. So, mabibigay lang yun pag meron ng additional revenue. Kung wala, hindi mabibigay. Pangako. Ngayon, tinanggal ni Presidente, pati pangako, wala na. So, ibig sabihin, susubain na ng national government yung mga local government share.
But then, that's against the law. I mean, that's clear.
Kaya nga, nagagawa nila ng paraan through unprogrammed funds. Kaya nga, sabi ko, dapat talaga na matuldukan na to, ma-define na to ng... At I am very confident with the Supreme Court kasi nabasa ko yung decision yung separate opinion ni Justice Hernando sa PhilHealth issue. Sinabi niya na all forms of unprogrammed funds are unconstitutional.
Sinabi niya yun.
Sinabi niya.
So you are feeling optimistic. Can we show this to the audience?
Yes.
So this is the actual petition already.
Special civil action for certiorari and prohibition.
So this is what you're taking to the Supreme Court tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, this is the actual petition already. It's finished.